Hello everyone, I'm the Dynamic Duover, and welcome to Fear the Walking Dead reviews, and we should be looking at the episode Cobalt. Now, before I begin, again, I wasn't really keen on this episode. What I felt last week again. So, basically, this is my thoughts on the season. If the first half, the first three episodes, are to show how the apocalypse began, the second half is the fall of the government. That's basically what I think that the second half is going to be. And we're on episode 5 now. Next week is the season finale. So no more Fear the Walking Dead reviews. But we have the Walking Dead reviews. Yeah, I'm not stopping after next week. So, let's begin this episode with how it began, of course. So, Doug from the last episode, who was taken by the military and he was sent to the safe zone, is now in this fence-like cage with other people. And this one man is telling him that he abandoned his wife and kids, how they are going to be helpless, how he was a coward, and he starts to break down. And the military takes Doug out, and then this guy, which we don't know his name, it never gets revealed. Maybe it did. If it does, tell me in the comments if we found out his name. But this guy starts to talk to Nick, who was taken from the last episode. And now we cut back to our main characters, that Madison is now all upset with how Nick was taken, and Travis tells her that he will go to this hospital, get Liza and Nick back. And Chris wants to go to this safe zone hospital and to help bring his mother back, but Travis says, no, you stay out of this. Let me handle this. So then Madison just waits for Travis to come back. Right now, I really don't like Travis. Like, he still thinks, like, yes, the military are doing something wrong, but they're still there to protect us, basically. And that's the kind of feel I get in the first half of this episode, the first act. And, like, I really think, like, I'd rather be with Rick's group right now than Travis' group, because I think he won't survive long if he's in charge. I think he might die in the season finale. That's what I'm saying so far. So, during this time, Olivia is throwing bricks at the military, demanding her mother be brought back to the safe zone. And the military troops are starting to get annoyed. So Olivia's boyfriend, who's in the military, decides to bring her back to her home. But it turns out this was a trap by Daniel to get information out of the army. And right now, I really like Daniel. He knows what's going on. I'd rather be with Daniel during a zombie apocalypse than be with Travis during a zombie apocalypse. Like, Daniel knows how to survive. He's been through a sort of similar experience before in his life. So he knows what's coming, what's going to happen to the government when they become scared. And during this time, like, they have this troops radio, and they keep on hearing the word Cobalt. Now, they don't know what this word is, but they will find out near the end. So let's head to the hospital, and you see, like, Liza, I think that's her name, I think so, is trying to help as many people as she can. But people are getting infected. Like, they kill off the people who are bitten instead of cutting off the limb. Right now, this is early zombie apocalypse, so they don't know what's going on and so forth, so they have to try their best. But I really hate the military. So, like, when Travis heads to talk to the commander to be brought to this hospital to see Nick and his ex-wife. Um, I really hate the commander of the military. It turns out that the military are not the jerks. It's the commander. I really hate this commander. He's not letting his troops sleep. They've been awake for 50 hours, making sure everyone's safe, but not letting them switch to, night shifts, day shifts, like that. And I really think he's a jerk, how he tells his second command to deal with it, that this is what we are doing to later. I really hate this guy. How he brings Travis along on one of the patrols, and how he tries to get him to shoot a walker. Yes, right now, if it was me, I probably couldn't do it either, because this is early zombie apocalypse. These are the people we see in the streets that are now infected. You could not just shoot the person you used to know. These people used to be people, and that's what's going through Travis' mind. And he couldn't do it. So the military just shoots that person. So during this time, we head back to Madison, who finds out about what Daniel and Olivia has done. And Olivia goes away, and Daniel reveals what the true motives were. Olivia thought they were going to exchange hostages, but it turns out Daniel is going to torture the trooper. I forget his name. Anyways, right now we see that Daniel is prepared to do whatever he has to do in this new world, and he's not afraid to do it. He's just afraid that his daughter will find out. So during this time, we go with our other two characters, Chris and Alicia, who are trying to deal with the problem by breaking into a house and breaking everything there. They are breaking vases, plates, pictures, like that. And yeah, I guess they got that scene out of Zombieland. Anyways, there's not much going on with these two characters. The episode will go the same even if they are not in the show. So far, the kids have really done nothing besides Nick. Nick is really the only person who I think out of the group of kids right now will survive in season 2. I probably will be wrong. They will bring most of the characters into season 2 because they don't want to kill off anyone. That's the main character. Remember season 1 of The Walking Dead? Did any of the main characters die? No, they didn't. So we're probably not going to see a main character die into season 2. So right now we head back to the hospital where Liza is trying to trying to find where Daniel's wife is, because she was told they cut off the limb because it started to get infected. And she doesn't know what's going to happen, how she sees people starting to deal with these events. And right now, the military are starting to take the sick people away, people with high fevers. And because Nick is going through withdrawals, he's starting to get a fever. And why this man in the nice suit that was from the beginning of the episode trades his golden pin so they will leave Nick. And Nick questions why he did that. And it turns out that he thinks Nick would be a good person to share his plan with. He's planning to break out of here and needs strong people who know how to survive. That he tells Nick that these people who use technology, who use air miners, they will all be the first to die. They would be a buffet to the infected. So we go back to Daniel's torture, and he's been cutting into the guy's right arm for a while now. You can see it's ripped open, and he reveals that he's been they locked an entire stadium of 2,000 people in there with infected people, and people were begging him to open it, but because it was orders, he didn't know what was going on. He just had to do it, and he regrets it. Oh, by the way, I just want to say, there's still no Tobias. Like, where is this guy? Oh, like, what happened to Tobias? He's the best character on the show. Like if he doesn't reappear, like if they just say he died off screen, I'm gonna send an angry letter to AMC, because he's the best character in the show so far. And we're in episode 5. So on the way to the military hospital, the military gets a message from the troops that they're being overwhelmed, so they go off, and Travis is told to stay in the car. But soon those guys get overrun, and 2 of the military officers, the second in command and another troop, get back to the car and starts driving away. And Travis asks where the commander is, and they tell him that he's not coming back. He's done. And yeah, great, we got rid of that jerk. And now we find out that the troops are now going to leave because now they don't have a commander. Like, the second command is heading back to San Diego, where his family lives. Like, you can start to see everyone's starting to panic. There's no help arriving. It's all going downhill after this. So Travis is dropped back at the safe zone a few miles, and he walks back and is let back in. And we find out, after Daniel's torture of the military personnel, it reveals that the military are leaving. Like, after Olivia found out that her father has been torturing this person who she has a relationship with, she tells Travis that he's been torturing, and this is where we find out that the military are leaving the next day. Like, they don't care who's outside during the night now. They are just getting the hell out of here, because they know things are going to go bad, and they're planning to kill all patients in the entire hospital. They don't care. They only care about their safety now. And Daniel's wife dies after she wakes up. She says that she believed in God, that he let this happen, that she worshipped God all along, and this is her reward. And she dies after that. And the military knows, if you die, you come back as a walker. So they shoot Daniel's wife in the head. And Liza is starting to think things are not going to get better. And the episode ends with Daniel heading up to this stadium where there are hundreds of walkers pushing against the door. That's how the episode ends. And the stadium is huge. So who knows how many of walkers are in that thing now? Like, how many of them survived? How many of them were turned? How many people did they eat and turn? Like, things are going to hell in the season finale next week. So what did I think about this episode? Well, I thought it was interesting. I thought there were some great moments. We know who will survive in the apocalypse. Daniel and Madison are good people who could survive in the apocalypse. They can do what needs to be done. Why Travis is probably just going down. Probably might die in the season finale. And we also realized that the teenagers of the show are getting pushed to the side more and more. Like, they're not useful anymore. Like, they're just there to be there. It's like Coral in the first 2 seasons, who didn't do anything, who was just there to cause problems. And yeah, overall, I thought this was a good episode, but not as good as the first 3, because I think they were the best episodes of the season so far. Why last week's episode and this week's episode are good, but not as good as the last 3 episodes. So I give this episode a 7 out of 10. So, I'm the Dynamic Duover, and I will be seeing you in the season finale of Fear the Walking Dead. Until next time.